Welcome to TreeWalker Talks, episode 48, Lone Wolf. Alright, hope everybody's doing good today. We'll just kick right off with the homestead update. Okay, quite a bit during this week. Not as much as I wanted to get done, but still quite a bit. Okay, we did get the trellis base moved. I got that slid over and set up next to the other one. Looks like I'm a little noisy there on my mic, so there we go. How's that? Sorry about that. And I did get the box actually made for it. So now all I have to do is I lay cardboard down to keep the grass from coming up. We'll fill it with dirt. That one's actually going to get some sugar snap peas in it once we cool off a little bit more. Hopefully we have a, I think it's a miniature Holland Lop. I don't know. I'm not great with the fancy breeds. But she started pulled a lot of fur and hay and made a nest. But that's been 2 days ago now, and she hasn't had any babies yet, so we're kind of sitting and waiting on that. She was supposed to go to the fair, but not going to happen now since she's going to be having babies. The fair starts today. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday. The fair starts tomorrow. I did actually find a weed in the backyard that I was like, man, that's all over. And I pulled it out of some of my garden beds that were very loose. And it had a huge root on it. So I went and looked it up. And it was actually common burdock. And there are actually quite a few uses for that root. So I think I'm going to harvest some of that. And use it for some things like you can make a tea with it. And that tea can supposedly is really good for... And I don't know, I've seen mixed reviews on acne, psoriasis, but it's supposedly really good for arthritis type stuff like rheumatoid. So I might give it a try for that. I had a little bit, and I'll probably put a picture up here. The eaves, after a storm, came off of my house on the back little section, and I had to get that removed. And another big one is the Silkies had broke their waterer, and it's been down for about a week, and it was hard to keep their pan water clean, which it always is. And I got that replaced, so that's up and going. That's actually a video coming out here before too long. All right, let's move into what's growing on. The Azolla is going like gangbusters. I'll have a video out of my new mixture, nutrients, water solution here shortly, hopefully by the weekend. Rose is sharing. I dug a bunch up and put them in water. It didn't work, so I put them in dirt. It looks like they're going pretty good. So we'll have that, and I'll save some seeds this year. I have several people that want certain seeds because I have white and kind of a dark pink, and they want the white, so I'm going to save those seeds. Cucumbers, they're coming up. They're probably about 3-4 inches up above the ground, so they'll hopefully find out a little bit more, and I can get them to go up that trellis, and we'll get that harvested because it's hopefully getting cooler, right? Green beans. I did germination test, and I think I got 4 out of, I don't know, 30 or 40 that probably germinated. So that's probably one of the reasons why we had 2 plantings out there and finally just got a few that came up. Okay, let's switch over to the main topic. Let's talk about one that's really close to my heart because I know many of you out there might be feeling lonely, or alone, in your efforts to prep your family for any situation that may come your way. I get it. It can be really, really tough, especially when you're not getting any help from those around you. But trust me, you're stronger than you know, and today we're going to dig deep into that topic. And it is something that's been going on with me. I have people that completely empty the shelves and don't say anything. I have a system set up where in one of the rooms we have kind of a pantry set up, storage pantry, where we have things stockpiled. And then we have a front pantry, which is where we'll keep like 5 or 10 of the things. And when you're supposed to, write it on the list when you go back and grab more to resupply, and then we fill that. Well, I went back there, and the water's gone, and the pasta's all gone. Not just one of the pasta, all the pasta's gone. So part of it, I need to get back there. I need to check it a little bit more. And people need to start writing this stuff down, Okay, so why are we talking about this? Well, because sometimes life throws curveballs at us. Natural disasters, financial struggles like when I got laid off, and just the curveballs that life throws. No one's immune to them. And as the saying goes, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. And that's so true. But what do you do when it feels like you're the only one holding the bat? I mean, you're the only one that's trying to do it. Everybody else is just like going on with their lives and they're oblivious. Look, yeah, I said I've been there too because I just told you. It's frustrating when you're the only one in the household who seems to think that having an emergency fund or a pantry full of non-perishables is a good idea. Recently, as I shared with you about going into the pantry, well, I mean, that was about 20 gallons of water, sealed water. It's all gone. I mean, I have a well and a generator, so this is for, more when the stores don't have any, like, 2020. That's happened quite a bit since then where the 5-gallon or 4-gallon jugs are gone. So, I tried to do it. But when you ask about it, when I asked, I was told, yeah, I replaced the one I just used. Well, what about the other 3 that you used? So you might be in the same situation, or maybe it's your pasta shelf. Is it as empty as mine is? It can be hard at times, and you may just want to give up. But what can we do about it? I like spending time in my garden, as, if you've listened to the podcast, It's always kind of therapeutic for me. It's where I go to breathe, to think, to recharge. I also go a few other places, but that one's right in my backyard. And you know what? A garden is a beautiful metaphor for preparedness. You plant, you nurture, you prepare for different seasons. Not because you're scared for the future, but because you respect the cycles of life. And I can't tell you how much, mental clarity that gives me. I mean, back in 2019, before all the craziness started, I got laid off from my job. And you know what? I probably had, 4, maybe 5 months worth of food stockpiled. So, I wasn't all that worried about food. We had enough to go around, and we didn't even use all of it before we got back on our feet and got things going. So, that's just kind of like proof and point right there. But secondly, I skipped one of my bullet points there. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. How can you prep when you're the lone wolf in the family? First, start small. You don't have to build a bunker in your backyard. But if you want to, that's cool. And, if you want to build one in my backyard, that's cool too. But just start with a basic emergency kit. Make it a weekend project. If you got kids, try to involve them. Make it a learning experience. Try to tell them why you're doing this. It's not, we're not scared. But we just want to, in case something happens, we want to have this. Because what if, and it's easier now with, the COVID and stuff that went on to say, hey, when we went to the store, remember that was out? Well, we want to make sure that we have that if it goes out again. But we want to keep replacing it as we do that. Okay, secondly, we want to set achievable goals. Boy, this one keeps coming up, doesn't it? Maybe this month you focus on storing water. Next month, perhaps it's canned goods or medicines. But remember to check in on your mental and emotional well-being too. Spend some time in your garden or nature, wherever you feel at peace, and practice mindfulness. It's a marathon, not a sprint to the end. Lastly, and this one's a bit unconventional, but so am I, find an ally, even if it's not within your family. Online communities, friends, even neighbors who think similarly can help share the burden and even give you new ideas. Just because your family isn't on board doesn't mean you have to go it alone. And let's say the neighbor, maybe he's got a lot of food, maybe he's got a huge garden, he's got lots of food, but, he doesn't have a lot of place to share or to store, like say toilet paper or medical stuff or that. Maybe you can store that and they can store some food. Work together. All right. That brings us to the end of today's chat. Your call to action is simple. Start with just one, achievable goal this week in your journey to become better prepared. Maybe it's buying an extra pack of batteries or taking 10 minutes to just breathe in your garden. I want to say something about the batteries. I am a proponent of rechargeable batteries because if, things get rough, guess what? Even if you have just a little bit of solar or a generator, you can charge all those babies up in one sitting. You're not wasting the time. And boom, you've got battery power. Okay, but whatever it is, take that step, that first step. You're not alone. I'm here. Our community's here. And we've got this together. So any questions or that, jump into our Discord. We got a lot of people there. Firestar is really awesome at answering questions. She's a homesteader too. It's great. Okay, thank you for spending your precious time with me. Till next time, stay strong, stay prepared, and remember, in every change, there's an opportunity for growth. Stay alive out there, and keep on surviving.